Hello, I'm Froggyfro, and today I have a fantastic run to show you. This run is a 9:31 speed run of Herobrine's Return. Uh, I first set the world record at 11:40, which was like the final product. That was like the route, and it was fully mastered. And that was beaten by Z-Man Games at 10:54. I now have taken the record back with a near perfect run of 9:31. So I don't grab a sword there because I don't need a sword. That's how awesome this run is. So as you can see, I'm running off to the right through the woods, and this is because I need to go out of bounds to kill Skeletor. Basically, in order to advance the plot, you have to go to Herobrine's realm in the Nether, but to get there, you have to take a Nether portal. The Nether portal doesn't activate until you've killed Skeletor, so I have to do that. Using this tree here, it's possible to jump out of bounds, and after that, I can simply run along the top of the map down this way. So that's why I have to go out of bounds here. It is possible. You're not like there's a wall that gets removed after you beat Skeletor that leads to access to the portal, but it is possible to get to the portal before fighting Skeletor. Unfortunately, the portal simply doesn't activate until you've beaten Skeletor. So we have to do that. However, it's possible to beat Skeletor without triggering the fight. You have to actually fight 2 boss fights in a row, Maltorn, then Skeletor, but by doing it this way, we skip both Maltorn and just kill Skeletor. So I've skipped quests 1, 2, and 3, and I'm just doing 4 now. So this is the redstone for Skeletor. If I head in here, there's a bucket that I can grab, and I will need this bucket. Then I'm going to head down here, jump off here, I'm going to grab lava, and I'm going to break that piece of redstone. That makes the game think that I have beaten Skeletor. Now, I kept the lava bucket because buckets are very useful tools, but I don't have water yet. But I can actually use the lava up ahead, which is pretty cool. So quest 1 is to activate this cutscene, quest 2 is to talk to the dude, and quest 3 is Maltorn, quest 4 is Skeletor. However, when you activate the cutscene, it actually teleports you a couple feet forward, and it puts you next to this source of water there, being the fountain. So it's actually faster to do the cutscene skip like that. You use lava. Unfortunately, I die here, which is the one major mistake of the run, but thankfully the respawn point is very close by. So I grab this water, and then I'm able to leave, and now I'm set for the rest of the map. I don't actually fight any enemies in the entire map, so I do not need a sword. Getting a sword would be a waste of time because no enemies need to be killed. Every boss fight can be skipped in this. I've already skipped 4 quests, and I'm going to skip every other quest beyond this point as well. So this next part of the run is quite boring. It's the mountain climb, and that's essentially the mountain climb is essentially where you this is totally like on the normal route. If you played through the map, you would do this too. There's not much optimization to be done here. The fastest way up the mountain is running up the stairs. So I just have to run up the stairs fast, which I am pretty good at. So then comes the real crazy stuff. This map is actually quite difficult to speedrun because you have very low health. You're supposed to have, like, collect armor as you go, but you don't get that. You're basically playing through the end game of the map with nothing but iron armor, which makes it quite difficult. Not as difficult as an any percent bucketless run, where you have to actually fight bosses with just iron armor. Anyway, so that's the portal right down here that wouldn't trigger unless I did Skeletor. So now I've got a bucket, I've got food, and I'm into the meat of the map. So this is where the run really begins. What you're supposed to do now, that's quest 5. You can't skip quest 5. Quest 5 is saves time because it teleports you over here. And I don't think you can get to the Nether without doing quest 5. What you're supposed to do at this point is go into the mansion, or the castle or whatever, climb up, and then fight the boss Dinabone 1. Afterwards, the doors open, allowing you to access the airship, and you fight the airship boss. I'm going to skip Dinabone 2 by going around this side of this side. By going around this side and then climbing up the back, you can skip the Dinabone fight. And the airship fight is actually quite interesting. There's two versions of the Nether. One version of the Nether is the one you spawn in, and one has Herobrine in it. And Herobrine's the final boss, we have to get to him. However, the only way to get to the version of the Nether that Herobrine is in is to actually beat the airship battle. I could use the water bucket to go over to where Herobrine is right at the beginning. However, Herobrine isn't there until the airship fight is completed. If Herobrine was there, you would not have to do the airship fight, and it would save a lot of time. The window is actually open, and the button functions, so all of the airship fight is just swimming through the window and pushing the button. So after that, I'm now at Tarav's tower, and you're supposed to fight Tarav and then head down the mountain. But this is the Tarav skip. You can actually get a water bucket right down there, and then you can jump out, and your fall is muted. You can do that without a bucket by climbing down the side of the the tower as well. But there's no reason to climb down the side of the tower because it's faster to fall. So this is the safe way. I'm not sure if it's slower or faster, but this is the safer way. You could probably save time by going the risky route, but it would not be much. This is pretty close to the fastest way to do it. And the advantage of this is that there's no enemies that can kill you, and if you go the difficult way past the enemies, you have to walk back over here to climb up the wall. So there's two more boss fights that I'm going to skip right here. There's the boss fight against Korgor, I think is his name, and he is the giant, and then Dinabone 2. Both of those fights can be skipped because now that I've beaten the airship fight, Herobrine is now available. Like, I'm in his version of the Nether. So all I have to do is climb up the mountain here and get to him. So this is the hardest part of the run because it's very dark, it's very hard to see, and you have to like climb blindly up the side of a mountain. It's very difficult, and I did a very good job on it in this run. The reason this run is sub 10 is because I had a fantastic wall climb here. I made no mistakes and I went very fast. So this is basically the end of the run, but I do need some time to explain the final major glitch. And the final major glitch is basically, Herobrine is a multi-stage boss fight. However, the first stage, there's 3 forms of him. The first form is auto-scroller. There's no way to speed it up. The second form requires killing 12 enemies that spawn at regular intervals, so there's really no way to speed it up. And the third form is just fight with Herobrine, so that one is just optimizing your clicks. So it's basically a unskippable 4-minute boss fight. However, here's how the redstone behind it works. In the final fight, there's 2 Herobrines. Spawners have a cap, like a radius of how many mobs of that type. Like, once there's 8 zombies in a dungeon, the spawner won't spawn any more zombies. Hypixel configured it so that once there's 1 Herobrine, the spawner will not spawn more Herobrines. So what usually happens is a Herobrine spawns inside the boss fight, and when you kill him, because there's no Herobrines, another spawner can spawn a Herobrine onto a pressure plate, which ends the map. However, if you spawn the Herobrine on the pressure plate first, you skip the entire boss fight. So what I'm doing is I'm running out of bounds and jumping in range of the second spawner, and what that does is it's going to spawn the Herobrine, the second Herobrine, on the pressure plate that ends the map. And it's that simple. You skip the entire fight like this because it tricks the game into thinking you've killed Herobrine, essentially. And there you go, 931. that is the end of the run, and this run is quite fantastic. Looking at my splits, I messed up on the first cutscene, but every other split was gold, which is just amazing. This run is improvable. I'm not going to say it's the perfect run, but it's very, very, very good. The most you could probably get is 915. Anyway, if you liked this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. If you didn't like this video, please leave criticism in the comments. That's all I could show you for today. Until next time, I will see you later.